guys, and welcome back to this coasters. My name is Anderson. Today we're going to be seeing what I think the next ride that will be removed from Six Flags Great America will be. Now, first off, I know I made this video last year, but it was last year. It's like a lot different. And I was like a die-hard theorist that Revolution would be removed, and I'm not of that opinion anymore. So let's just make a new one, right? Let's get to it. So there's a few spots that have been heavily rumored that are going to be, replaced. I'm going to go over those first because I guess they make the most sense. We're going to start off with American Eagle. Okay, a lot of people been like, they're going to for sure remove American Eagle. I think it is much more likely it'll be RMC'd, which also doesn't make sense, or much more likely that it'll be given at least a few more years. It's still decently popular, which is kind of surprising, I know, because I'm not a fan either. But I think there are a lot of fans of this ride, and it's pretty tall, pretty fast. If it was racing again, it would definitely last a lot longer, but there's issues with that. So I think it'll last at least 5 more years, unless it gets the RMC treatment, which will last a lot longer. But let's move on to the next spot. So Roaring Rapids, which I think that's the name. I'm pretty sure. Roaring Rapids has been rumored to be removed, especially because of the damage to the concrete structures. So people have theorized that that area will be used. And I don't know that I necessarily share that opinion. I think it was a really fun ride, and I think it attracted so many families. Like, the line to that was longer than even, like, Batman some days. A lot of days. Because it's really hot in that park. It was at the very least as long as both of the log flumes. So, like, I feel like it had a decent enough weight to warrant not being removed, in my opinion. I think that spot's safe for a while. It depends what they do. If they remove the ride, for sure it's going there. But I think right now they're repairing it. Otherwise, they would have just started, like, demolishing the ride, right? At least that's my opinion. Let's move to the next spot. So, obviously, right next to there is the log flume. And a lot of people have said that the log flume feels like a spot that we removed. Right next to there is the vertical velocity. And I feel like a log flume, one of the two, and vertical velocity is plenty enough space for, a new ride. However, thoughts to that right there. Vertical velocity is getting a repaint, so obviously that land won't be used. It's getting repaint, getting a retheme, although theming is a light word. There's going to be no theming on Flash vertical velocity, just saying. But both of those log flumes get incredibly long lines. Both of those log flumes are valued attractions there, and frankly, neither of those should be removed. But I think I could see the park possibly removing one of them, but I just don't think they're so intertwined. I don't know if you've probably ridden one or both of them. They're so intertwined that if you remove one, it just makes more sense to remove both, and it's not going to happen that they're going to remove both, because those log flumes work fine, and building a new one would just cost a lot more. So I think the park's going to make use of those as long as possible. But there is a much more likely possibility for a water ride that will be removed. And that water ride is Buccaneer Battle. So for folks who have not ridden Buccaneer Battle, myself included, it is a stupid water ride where you shoot water cannons at random objects. Now, I've never ridden it, so it's probably really fun. It probably is a really fun ride. I didn't really even realize it was operating, because most of the days there'd be like nobody on it. And then I finally saw a boat go by, like after my 4th visit, and I was like, oh wait, that's actually a ride. But it is a ride, and it could be, you never know, a fun ride. But nonetheless, they have teased in the CoasterCon video that it will be removed. The park teased, and if you look at that spot right there, I know you're looking at it, it's right on screen, right? It is a huge, it's not a huge plot of land, it's a large plot of land. And I know a lot of that land is backstage, but the Buccaneer Battle spot alone is enough for a pretty big GCI, or something else. There's plenty of space there. Now, as for what, who knows, but it's plenty of space for a fairly large coaster. Now, I've talked so far really only large rides on coasters and those kind of thing. As for small rides that can be removed, there's not a whole lot, because removing small rides, usually you have to have enough space for a ride to replace it. And this park is very landlocked. And I don't know that there's a lot of attractions that you'd replace for another ride. However, there are a few. So first off, you've got Revolution, which I was heavily... I really thought it'd be removed and replaced, and I was wrong. I'm pretty sure I was wrong. I also, in the other video, I thought it'd be like cool if they removed Demon and then they could replace it with like a ride in the Metropolis area and a ride where Demon Station is. I don't think that's gonna happen, and I say that because they've added the fog effects. They've, you know, I think they've done repaints. Yeah, they did repaints in the station. They've been fixing up the ride. They've been trying to make it look nice. And if you're gonna make a ride look nice, there's no point in removing it at all. So they've been fixing it up, and I don't think Demon's gonna remove it at all. But I do see the possibility that there's a few rides by Demon that I could see being removed. So there's the River Rocker, which takes up a fair amount of land, and behind it, there's also a little bit of land. There's also Ricochet, which is a really old ride that I could see being removed. There is also a spot for a ride. So for folks who haven't done the Haunt Mazes, there's a Haunt Maze in the Southwestern Territory, not the Infestation one, the other one. The year I went, it was like a house, weird house. Right there in the queue for that, there's like, that building has perfect space for a ride. So I could see a ride going there. And there's also ample space where the path to Hurricane Harbor goes. There's some space there that if they're not going to have that path anymore, they might as well fill it with something or put shops there or something. But there's not really too many rides at this park that could be easily removed and replaced. But I think I've listed most of them. If you have any other thoughts for rides or coasters that you think should be removed or replaced with another ride, put it down below, because I really do appreciate your guys' comments. And remember to subscribe, because it always helps out the channel, and maybe one day we'll reach 300. Just kidding. Bye.